It's sad, but true. 21% of Black Hills area residents live below the poverty level. 1,765 Black Hills area children receive a backpack of food every Friday because there is so little to eat at home on the weekends. In 2012, 504 Black Hills area children were in the court system because of abuse or neglect, and 553 victims of domestic violence sought emergency shelter. 671 Black Hills area students are classified as homeless. In 2012, 432 Black Hills area teens were in treatment for drug or alcohol addiction. For many of us, it's hard to imagine that such serious problems impact children and families here in our beautiful Black Hills area every day. Together with our partners and volunteers, United Way works to change lives for the better, helping people with immediate needs and delivering long-term solutions so they can thrive for years to come. We support programs that promote early learning and keep kids on track to graduation. Programs that provide the most basic needs. Programs that give children and adults the tools they need to be financially stable. Programs that promote good health. Vanessa and her children lived in cars and hotels for months, struggling to survive, with no place to call home.
I took for granted that I'd always have somewhere to go, and one day it was just gone. You know, we stayed with relatives when we could, we stayed with coworkers when we could, you know, anybody who was able to lend us their couch or even their bathroom so we could shower the next day.
Then her family was chosen to be the recipients of a Habitat for Humanity home and a special project of the Central High School class of 1977.
We were selected as a partner family, me and my 5 children. We're so excited. They're talking about a pool, they're talking about a swing set, and everything's going to be possible now that we have a yard. I'm going to be able to cook a healthy breakfast to get their day started. I'm going to be able to make a home-cooked dinner just the way my mom made for us, you know, me and my siblings. We're just going to be able to have it all now. It's just that much more possible now that we have our own home, thanks to Habitat.
To get into a Habitat home right now, it costs about $100,000 in our community, and we raise that support through big partnership with United Way, our major supporter. But each family, when they get into a home, they're actually paying for their own home through a mortgage that we write. And they're also working for that home through 250 hours of sweat equity per adult member of that family. And so they work very hard to get in the home, and then once they're in the home, they pay for that home on an ongoing basis. Our families are now contributing back over $100,000 a year in property tax back into the Black Hills. So over the next 10 years, we're going to see an influx of over $1 million into our city and county coffers. And this is all happening on lots, pieces of ground that people said were derelict, weren't worth building on, and we just continue to focus on making that difference in the lives of those families that would have no other opportunity.
Thanks to so many of her neighbors, Vanessa and her children have a new start. One in 4 women in the United States will be a victim of domestic violence in her lifetime. Right here in our communities, thousands of victims are served each year. Stephanie and her children found the help they needed at Artemis House in Spearfish.
And he was real mean and real negative, like he was my owner. After we got married, and he actually was very physical, I was so already washed out that it was easy to brush it under the carpet that this is what he was doing. I just believed that maybe he really couldn't be that bad, because I wouldn't do that to somebody. I wouldn't say that to anybody. I wouldn't make anybody feel like garbage. So how come he could do that? I was so sick all the time, and I couldn't think, and I couldn't work, and I could not put a thought and a thought and a thought together.
Stephanie contacted Artemis House and began to plan her escape.
And I got some friends together, and we put my stuff in storage, and I said, I'm coming right now. I will be there. And man, I knocked on that door, and they let me in, and when I sat there and I thought, like, I'm not trapped anymore, I took a big breath. And that was the first time I realized I hadn't been able to breathe for over a year. That was the first time I knew I was safe and I knew I was okay.
Stephanie is a survivor of domestic violence. I see her, she's enrolled at Black Hills State University. She's seeking her career goals of pre-med. I see her as a natural, beautiful person who's gained confidence. She is a wonderful role model to her children and other women who have been through domestic violence. And her children are just a bright light, bright spirit. Victims need a place to go. They're not safe in their homes. They have to leave, and they come to a place that offers them safety, comfort, and as Stephanie said, a place to breathe. A place to put a thought with a thought. If we didn't have the shelter, where would the women go?
I'm gonna make it.
The Meals program makes life a little better for many senior citizens in our communities. Often, the volunteers deliver friendship and a watchful eye with those meals. In Maxine's case, one of her volunteers, Patty, came to her rescue, not once, but twice.
I was out in my flower bed, and it was a very hot day, and I'd stayed out there too long. Pretty soon I heard someone say, "Maxine, Maxine, your meal's here." Oh, Pat. And I was staggering along. She grabbed me by the arm, brought me in the house, got me a glass of water, and we've been real good friends ever since. She just saved the day for me that day.
Yeah, the friendship we have is very special to both of us. You get to know these people after you deliver to them for so long, and that's part of delivering the meals is making a relationship with these people. You kind of get to know, and you know when something's wrong, and this could be their only contact for the day. I mean, Maxine's a very lively, as you can tell, energetic senior citizen, and so when I went in the house and I didn't hear, I didn't see her, and I'm walking around the house, and then I hear her in her bedroom. So I walked into her bedroom and I said, "Maxine, are you okay?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't feel good. I think I'm sick. And if I just don't move my head, I'm okay." And she's going on, and I called over to the meals office and talked to Marcia Mayer, and she goes, "Don't worry." She said, "We'll send somebody over right away and take care of her." And so they did, and they ended up bringing in the EMTs and transferring her to the ER, the hospital.
I would have been here all day long until somebody came, if it hadn't have been for Pat bringing my noon meal. If I was able to, I would volunteer in a minute. It would be so gratifying to go around to homes taking these meals to people. They bring the best meal. It's nutritious, there's a variety of food there. I really enjoy it. I look forward to it every day. I do.
There are so many ways you can help make a better life for your neighbors. We invite you to be part of the change. You can advocate. Speak up, lend your voice, champion the cause. You can volunteer. Open your heart, lend a hand, give your best. You can give. Invest in your community to make a difference. $1 will provide 4 meals to a hungry family. $5 will provide a blanket to a disaster victim or diapers and baby food for a child for a week. $15 a month will provide a child with a backpack of food every weekend throughout the school year. $30 will provide 1 book a month to a preschool child and increase his or her chance of lifelong success. $50 will provide a holiday food box and gifts for a family in need, or 3 new coats for children. $100 will provide safe shelter and meals for 4 days for a mother and her children escaping from domestic violence. Invest in what matters, changing lives.